Right, okay, you just sort of cleared in your minds the darkness and the light. You left the dungeon, didn't you, last game?
I think we did. I mean,
well, you knew the way out anyway,
yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, we were going to climb out. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
was it? And I was prepared to claim the papacy.
We'll be going to climb it.
That's right. Okay, so you climb out of the pit, as it were. And if I recall, that was the temple, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you come out actually somewhere where this north sign is there.
All right, so we can tell where we're going. Does that give us a bonus to land navigation?
Yeah, I reckon it should, man. Well, the sun's in the right position in the sky, and you can vaguely hear on the wind the words of Pazuzu. But you've got what you needed, didn't you? You've got the Veil of Veronica.
Yeah. We need to pick up my dogs. We need to pick up my dogs and go to Gomorrah.
That's right. It was all about the salt of Gomorrah now, isn't it?
That's it.
So, have any of you got any sort of religious law or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got some sort of law, man.
Yeah.
I think it's called general law, man.
General law. Yeah. All right, go on. Yeah, the general law of the time.
Put that boat then, if that's helpful.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I've hardly used this skill, and in this case, I have no idea.
Right, I got Law General.
Right, man. Oh, sorry, dude. That's at the wrong level. That's not a level 14. I've not put up my secondary skills for some reason. Can I re-roll that?
Yeah. And go on, LaFrog. If you've got Law General, give us.
Well, it's Law LAW.
Right, just general law. Right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'm. Yeah, just the law of cattle and animals.
Canon law.
Right, okay. Your general law is telling you the salt of Gomorrah. Well, how are you going to find the salt of somewhere that's been destroyed? So you're in a civilized sort of area here. You're in quite the settlement. It might be that you need to go and do a little bit of reading, a little bit of research.
Yeah, I know. I suppose scrabbling around in the dirt around where Gomorrah is for a long time was the only way I could imagine us doing it.
If we even know where Gomorrah is.
Exactly.
We need to find that out first. So yeah, we need a library, don't we? Is there a library here?
Well, I suppose you've got the temple here where you moved the gear and you went. There was priests and the likes in there, if you recall, before you. They were all a bit old and deranged, but there's some old scriptures and books in there. But yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise if there was a library as well. I think somewhere on this list of 100 places to go.
Yeah, a library.
There could well be a library.
Yeah, there's definitely something to do with books.
There was something to do with books, wasn't there?
Yeah.
An emporium.
What number is that?
I don't know. I was just saying stuff out loud. Sorry.
Oh right. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Discount books and paper. Used books, mostly in poor condition. Also sells paper. There's obviously been.
There's got to be an upper class version of him.
Yeah.
Okay. What number is that? Llewellyn.
That's number 95.
It is.
95. Yeah. Discount books and paper. Okay, so you've got a bookshop and you've got the temple itself.
We may as well start at the temple, seeing as we're...
Yeah, well, we're pretty much there, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay, so you move back to the temple and, one of the old priests, when you come walking in, sort of looks at you.
There's a school as well.
You're back. There's what, sorry?
There's a school for those who want to study in, it says the arcane, but I suppose that's religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be...
Okay, so you've got 3 places to go here to have a look at things. So, okay, let's begin with the temple. Has anyone got any sort of research or something that we could sort of fudge as being close to?
A look.
I've got interrogation, and I can interrogate the people there, subtly.
Yeah.
I've got find contraband to maybe see where the hidden books are. The occult section. If you, I think we just ask him.
Yeah.
If he can help us. Monsieur, we were wondering if we could use your library to research our next. What have we told this guy? They're a bit mad, aren't they?
Yeah.
For our religious education.
Oh, well, yes. Do you want Old Testament or New Testament? Do you have a particular book in mind?
And I have always been fascinated with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Particularly Gomorrah. Sodom, not really into that kind of thing.
Not a sodomite, no. I see.
With a bit of garomedy or...
A bit of garomedism, eh?
A bit of garomedy. I never say no. I am French, you see.
I see. Yes, okay. He faffs about for a good 10 minutes, man, just looking through scrolls that have got a lot of dust on, and if any of you have got a nervous disposition with allergies and stuff, the dust makes you feel uneasy. I think you're all fairly robust. The acolyte looks a bit upset. And then eventually, he finds some scrolls and he says, here you go, yes, I think we may have some tales of Gomorrah here.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you, my father.
Can you
However you
read?
refer to. Oh, yes, I can read. I can read Latin, French, all the languages that matter, my friend.
Oh, very good. Okay, I'll leave you to it. I must go and flagellate now.
Of
Yes,
course.
I must flagellate with all of my intensity.
How else would one do it, my friend?
He
People
shambles
will
off.
remember you well,
Yes, yeah.
as all flagellants should be.
The honoured,
Venerated as heroes.
honoured flagellant.
Right, yeah, let's get some bit of reading done. I've got Latin at
Well, I've got
137.
philosophy.
Yeah, shall we grab a scroll each?
Yeah, just see if we can. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, actually,
So,
I've apparently got Latin at 125%, so, sort of doesn't need to be rolled at this point. But you never know, you could get...
Okay, so you're reading for a good bit, and what you find as you're reading through is, they were bad people, they were doing all sorts of rotten things, punishment, yes, salt turned into pillars of salt. Someone looked over the shoulder when they were really explicitly told not to, and they got turned into salt. You can't help feeling that they were a bit stupid. And then you sort of, when you're trying to get any idea of where it is, the best description that you get is that Gomorrah was in some sort of valley or basin. And that's sort of about as far as you get in here. The acolytes sort of, yes.
Oh, we need the acolyte to sort this out, really.
Yeah, any thoughts, Acolyte?
Well, yes, some sort of basin. I wonder. I'm struggling to remember if this is before the time of Noah or afterwards. I wonder if. Oh.
It's
yeah.
obvious, is it not? Definitely one or the other.
I think this was
Yeah.
pre-Noah.
Pre-Noah, yes. Probably pre-Noah.
So it's likely at the bottom of a lake by now, or at the bottom of the sea by now. Is it the bottom of the Mediterranean Ocean? That will be bad. It's not the right area, is it? It's the Dead Sea, won't it? Is it at the bottom of the Dead Sea? That's not going to be.
Oh, the
Not be
Dead
Galilee,
Sea. The Dead Sea.
or is that the same thing?
Oh no, sorry, man. It's post-Noah. It is post-Noah. Sorry.
Oh, it is post-Noah.
Mm.
Oh.
Right.
I'm not sure then. Maybe it's still a basin, maybe it is a sea. Who knows? Who knows?
Do we have an idea generally where in the world it is?
So you know it is somewhere around Jerusalem.
Right.
It was somewhere around Jerusalem in a basin
Mm.
with a
Well, do
hell
they
of a
have
lot of
any-
salt.
Do they have any accurate maps? We could do our own research.
Yeah, they've got some crude maps that may or may not be accurate. I suppose if you wanted an accurate map, you might be better off going to the bookshops or the schools or something like that.
Yeah, maybe we found out what we can from the temple, and should we go on? Yeah, let's go to the bookshop to see what old maps they've got. I mean, they won't be maps as we know them back then. You know them.
Yeah, well, they'll
these-
give you an idea, won't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, to our characters' eyes, they'd be maps. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, I think
That'd be
they were
awesome.
just they were like written out as. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. This is.
Are you going to the school or the second-hand bookshop?
Ooh. I mean, I was thinking the bookshop for old maps, but probably the school is better, isn't it? That's why.
Is it? I mean, it depends on the type of school. Is it not? Didn't you say it's like a school for heathens?
You'll get a religious and all manner of education there. Yeah, it's like a load of holy men have set up a place of education. They'll try and teach people to read, do a bit of maths, you know.
Oh, well, they might have something useful for us. Well, it's worth trying. There might be someone there that we can speak to that might know something.
Okay, well, as you jib down there, you know, you get towards the gates of the. It's more like it's got like a big courtyard, and there's people mooching about that actually genuinely look a little bit more switched on than the general mouth-breathing population that you see in the streets chasing rats or dogs or whatever they did in these times, rolling in mud. These seem to be, you know, stood up, clean clothes. And yeah, you walk into the courtyard, and a silver-haired gentleman approaches you. He's got a keen, you know, he's got them eyes that twinkle. He knows things. Comes over, you know, he's quite a swarthy fella, you know. He's enjoyed the sun. Got his silver hair, his dark eyes.
I do my charming press on him, man. I look at him. Ah, good sir.
He's looking at you.
Oh,
Greetings. And what brings you to this place of great learning?
We wish to learn.
Yes.
We wish to learn. How good is your geography? Do you have a geography department at this school?
It's excellent. Yes, I myself am very well travelled in these parts.
Well, perhaps you could help us answer a question of where the ancient city of Gomorrah lay. We have been having a religious debate about it.
Well, I think it's a very, very difficult question, given that our mighty Lord destroyed it But there are many who believe, myself included, the high concentration of salt. Did you know that there's some evidence that it was in a basin?
I believe so. I've heard that rumor.
Ah, right. Okay, so you are learned, man. You're not from around these parts, are you?
Has anyone ever claimed to have salt from Gomorrah?
Of course, they
From the
sell it
pillar
in the
of the
merchants
wife
district.
of Lot.
Yes, it's sold regular in the merchants district.
What, really?
Camoran salt. I'm a little bit. I don't use it myself because I think there may actually be some credence in it. They take salt from the Dead Sea and sell it for extortionate prices. But really, should we be seasoning our food and trading with our debauched ancestors' corpses?
Possibly not.
I think it's what God would have wanted. Otherwise, why would he turn them into salt?
Perhaps. But yes, I think it may be a form of cannibalism. You see, if somebody was to be turned into a pillar of salt and then you put that salt on your food or cure your meats with it, are you not a cannibal?
But perhaps, as my friend says, that is what was intended, that they would be devoured by their offspring.
Does anyone want to do a bit of philosophizing?
Oh yeah, I can philosophize this one. This is a ponder.
Are you arguing for or against cannibalism?
Well, I'm going to check, just think and see which one I'd like to argue the best.
You're good at philosophizing.
No, I'm a bit more, I don't know, pro-cannibalism.
Yeah. Right, well, all right. You're sort of arguing that, how can it be cannibalism, I suppose? They're salt now, they're not meat.
Yes, the souls departed from the bodies when God smote them.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, I accept that there's an element of cannibalism. But
he ends up coming back with like a really weak argument. He's just, and you see him sort of, he's a bit tongue-tied. I don't think anyone's ever challenged him in debate before because he carries this air of authority wherever he goes. Yes, perhaps you brought me round to a different way of thinking. I'm not quite sure I'm ready to put it on my dinner yet, but perhaps
But you say they sell this salt in the market. I mean, is that is it purest Dead Sea salt? Is there
Dead Sea salt sold in the market? Yes.
Where do they get it from? Is there a there's not a mine, is it? What do you call it? How do you?
Yes. There are some caves around. There are some areas around the rim of the sea where they sometimes when the water levels shrink back, they hack at the rocks and.
Are they near here?
Is who near here?
The caves.
Well, you'd have to go to the Dead Sea. It's some way away.
Oh.
I mean,
that's
I mean, the question is that where Gomorrah is? I suppose.
I reckon we see if the finger waggles towards the salt in the market.
Yeah, let's just head to the market and see what the finger says.
Right.
Thank you, Monsieur.
Yes. If
we will be back, perhaps.
Back.
We will ponder these thoughts more.
Until we return with more questions.
But yes, think on it. Perhaps you could set some of your students to the task of locating Gomorrah.
I will. Yes, I'll discuss it with some of my underlings. And if you ever want to come back and debate whether the moon has a soul or not, I will be waiting. And he looks kind of smug.
My guess is no.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with no, but yeah.
Then you would be wrong.
Oh,
But
well,
this is
when
for
next we
another
meet
time.
you can explain yourself.
He wafts his hand at you.
Give it a quick wafting back. Right, so what are we doing now? We're going to the market.
Go to the market and see if the finger wiggles, and then we're going to come back to this guy.
Right, you get down to the markets and, they smell really bad. There's unpleasant things going on here, man. There's might be a bit of wet market action going on here. There's some nasty things happening, but, it's not a particularly pleasant place. There's a lot of flies. And eventually, you make your way through. There's a couple of guys, that have got like horrible things happen to them, and they go. They're holding a bowl out to you, man, for some shekels.
No shekels for you, sir.
No generosity for the poor. Okay.
No, I speak to them in Welsh and sort of gesture to my pockets and hold my hands out.
Oh,
to be fair,
the frog.
Now, do I have any bread on me? That's the question. I might break bread with him. Give how Christ-like I am.
Oh, dude, why are you being all holier than thou?
Well, because I've been brought back from the dead. It's
Yeah, well, that's true.
He's a pious man now.
Do you remember you found a
Haven't we all been
scroll?
brought back?
Do you remember you found a scroll with create bread and milk?
Oh, right.
That will be handy.
Yeah.
Written on it?
I'll tell you what, I reach into my my backpack and pull out a piece of smoked mustard and hand it to him. There might be an entire
sort of,
mustard.
he puts it, so he's got a couple of snagglers left, man, in his blackened, toothed mouth, and and then he snakes a bit of it, and you see his face curl up, and he sort of puts the muscle lid in his pocket.
I'll create him a loaf of bread.
Well, you've not used this yet, have you? You don't. You might have to sort of fathom out a bit of how it works, because I wonder if you was to do something in public that did.
Is this really holy? I mean,
yeah, no, I'll go and buy him. Is there a bread stall nearby?
Yeah, well, there's someone selling like fish heads and stuff, and
personally, I think it's an ingrate. That was perfectly good mustard.
Bits of meat, but yeah, you find a bread store. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. I'll find him I'll buy him a loaf of bread and a sort of skin of local milk, whether goat or camel or whatever,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And present it to him. I'll break the loaf in half and give it to him, just so I've technically broken bread. Live well, my child.
The crumbs sort of going down his face. He eats it so quick that you can see a bit sort of get stuck in his throat, and he's sick a bit in his mouth. And he wipes the pukey drool away, and he carries on eating.
I'll give him a stoic nod and then leave him alone.
Yeah, he seems happy. He shambles away. And you eventually get to stalls selling kind of nicer stuff. You got silks and crystals and cool things like this. And then, yes, you get to a stall that appears to be selling spices and peppers and salts and stuff like this. There's a very robust chap who's waxed his moustache. Stood there, he's eating a bit of something that's very colourful and smells fantastic.
My friend, do you have any salt from Gomorrah? No, this is a rare
finger.
No salt from Gomorrah, but we do have the finest salt in all of the land. Salt from the Dead Sea.
Oh, that might be good. That might do the same trick.
Yes.
Oh, that is actually what we're looking. So, Forgive me, I'm very drunk.
Gomorrah, wasn't that where sodomites live?
Yes.
Yeah.
I meant.
Both of the sodomite.
Yeah.
No, they live in the neighbouring town.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Just being
yes.
dramatic, my friend.
He goes through a few of his jars and he plonks a jar down. He plonks a jar down that has got like huge crystals of rock salt in it.
Nice. Finger. Well, that looks very impressive. Large crystals you've got there. We just break these up with a hammer, do we, presumably?
It's about the mortar and pestle.
How much would you like?
I don't know. What do you say, Jose?
Is the finger switching near this salt?
The finger's not switching.
No. No, this ain't the right stuff. We need to go back and...
The acolyte's sort of looking at the jar and is, would you open the jar?
No.
The merchant sort of cracks the lid of the jar and you feel a faint wiggle.
Oh.
Hey, go on, let us spy a small pouch of this salt.
Let me just dip my finger into a small pouch.
He sort of mortar and pestles you know, enough for a small pouch up, you know, he chips a bit off and he mortar and pestles it up and then, you know, he bags it up and he hands it to you. Do you subtly palm the finger?
Yeah, I palm the finger into it. Oh, I used to.
There's like the faintest kind of twitches.
Okay, very faint switches. So we're going to need a lot of this salt. Oh, I don't know.
You can see sort of has anyone got any sort of psychology or reading people or bartering or
I think I've got
What's that? Intelligence, interrogation.
has anyone got anything
Streetwise.
like recognising the quality of stuff? Has anyone got like a chemistry or a
I've got bartering.
Oh right, bartering will do. Right, streetwise is all right as well. You can tell that he's up to something shifty, but you're not sure what. Give us
No,
a
this
quick
isn't
barter
pure
as well.
salt from the Dead Sea.
Oh, that's a 5 for the barter.
That is pretty excellent bartering. Okay, you start your bartering up. You know there's something shifty going on. And the guy's like, he starts to sweat a bit, and he says, "Right, okay, easy now. Yeah, that's just the ordinary salt. That's not. There's little crumbles. There's bits of Dead Sea salt in the bottom of the jar.
You take us for some silly tourists, my friend. Give us the proper stuff."
You have a very discerning guy. If you want the real stuff, I tend to keep it for myself. I just have a couple of nuggets, and I'm afraid it will cost you dearly.
How much would it cost?
Oh well, we've made some money, haven't we?
For a
Oh, I
pouch,
made...
for a pouch, I would want at least 5 gold because I firmly believe that the salts from the Dead Sea, they're genuine, and there's a certain
How many pouches do you have?
From. Huh?
How many pouches do you have?
I have a very, very small supply.
5 gold, you say? That's an absolute fortune. You're insane. Here's 5 gold.
Scoundrel for charging so much.
There you go.
I'll give you 5 gold too.
He goes to an unmarked jar where he gets out, he puts his hand in it, he pulls out these nuggets of salt crystal. But the crystals look much bigger and clearer.
How does the finger feel?
There's just some minor difference. And the moment it gets that out, the finger starts doing the worm.
Oh, great. Nasty, this is the stuff.
And he's sort of looking at you. He says, "You'll be back for more of this. Since I started to take some, I promise you, I've never felt better.
Oh,
It has rejuvenating properties.
oh. So if we perhaps bathe in it, we might get our SDC back.
Well, I had very bad limbs. There was a swelling in my joints, and I started with this, and yes, very good for the body. 5 gold.
Yeah, 5 gold. I'll give it to him. Salt Gomorrah. What else?
Does he have enough for all 3 of us?
You want a pouch each?
Yes.
I'll go on then, yeah.
Okay. Does your pouch each for 5 gold?
Thank you, monsieur. Perhaps be a bit more honest next time. Christ doesn't like a liar.
My friend, these assholes would buy anything.
Fair enough.
I have no respect for my customers, as you can see.
I've got some coins from ancient times, two rubies. Oh, my dogs as well, man. I need to pick up my dogs.
Oh, yeah, I've got 2 large gold coins.
And a feather suit, man, as well, which guide. Oh, my feather suit, that would have given me plus 20 or minus 20, depending on the social situation. Remember my feather suit?
Oh yeah, if you want your feather suit on, man, you do look quite the dandy. You look splendid. Or resplendent, man. In your glittery suit. So the acolyte's like, are you sure that that's Gomorran salt?
Mm-hmm.
This is the idea that we've formulated, but it is just a religious ponderance. Pay it no heed.
From the Dead Sea, I can see that making sense. Yes. Yes. Well, if we have everything we need, surely it is time.
Oh, sorry, is this the acolyte? I thought it was
this is
the salt cellar. It was like, what the fuck?
No.
Why do you care about Gomorrah?
Yeah, no, the salt cellar doesn't care. It's done his joints good. But yeah, the acolyte's like, if we have anything, we should make haste to Rome.
We should. We must. Rome wasn't that swarming with? Unfortunately, actually, the last time we saw Rome, all of the zombies were leaving. So hopefully,
Yeah,
maybe not there when we get there. Well,
Perhaps we should charter a ship.
yes, we should.
definitely.
Okay, well, you're at you're pretty much, I think, somewhere around here. That will lead out to. There's quite a large port here, so you can easily. Yeah, it is actually. It does. There's a harbour, so yeah, you can probably around here. You could probably charter a ship, or get yourself on a vessel, or.
Has anyone spoken of lepers in the north?
Lepers in the north. Yes, there's been a hell of a lot of talk of lepers in the north. Well, I've already said, if they come here, you chase them away with fire.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes.
Lepers, I believe universally that lepers do not like fire.
This is wise words, my friend.
It's because they were branded with the Lord's, mark. And they fear the light of the Lord.
Yes, well, so they should. But yes, no, and I don't serve lepers. I'll just have you know that I've never served a leper.
This is good. The leper virus is not what it was back in Christ's day.
I just don't abide it.
It's that Brazilian variant,
Yeah, there are 4
Yes, I believe so.
Right, well, yes, let us chat, our friends, and no more pretending to be broke. Let's actually pay all our... I take it we all have got hundreds of gold.
You've all got a fair amount.
Yeah, I've got 8.
Oh yeah, 219 I've got.
Actually, we might as
So
well
do you
charge
want to go and pick up your dogs,
Yeah.
convert your gold? Now, where was you staying? I can't remember where you were staying. You had a place, didn't
Some
you?
sick place.
Yeah, it's definitely in like a castle or mansion.
I think it was in a crude pub called the Salty Haddock or something like that one.
There was, there was an inn famed for its seafood or something. Ah, here we go. The Abrian Coast Inn. Oh yeah, can zoom in. Accommodation for 90. This is one of the best inns in this half of the kingdom outside of, it is especially known for its fine seafood restaurant.
Marvellous. Well, if you weren't staying there,
Yeah,
that's where you
I
head.
know.
Yeah.
And a boy goes and fetches the dogs and the rest of your gear. And, your buddy, what's his name? Umberto.
Oh, so we got Umberto.
Yeah, Umberto, he's, when you get there, you can see Umberto's got a couple of his merchant vans are already there. When you walk in, he's eating some of the finest seafood and he's, gentlemen, so marvellous to see you.
You too, Umberto. But our quest is at an end. We must return to Rome immediately.
Oh,
We have
music
everything we
to my
need.
ears. I've made a fortune in this place. It's fabulous, fabulous.
Made a fortune how?
Well, with my sales and dealings, of course.
Ah,
Well, are you coming with us to Rome, or do you wish to stay and...
Well, I'd love to return to Rome. I've spent some good money on some of the finest spices, and I've also bought... Oh, look at this chap. He looks at Jose. I've bought a rack of suits like that to sell to the nobility of Europe. Everybody's going to be wearing feathers, my friend.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, so he's been spending, buying and selling, he's done his thing. And you fellows, you look filthy and you smell funny.
We have been doing God's work, my friend.
yes.
God would like you to go and take a bath.
I think I would like to take a bath as well. I'd forgotten all about that. Yeah, we've been fighting spiders. And
Spiders?
yes.
Yes, big spiders and skeleton kings. And ghosts.
All in a day's work for us.
Spiders, skeleton kings and ghosts. Well, there's a time I wouldn't have believed a word you're saying, but
Well, we have seen some
I'm
strange sights.
inclined to believe you. Did you find anything worth selling to your old friend Umberto?
Let me have a look.
Treasures, perhaps.
Gold coins. Are you a gold coin collector?
Times.
Oh, let Umberto have a look. Does anyone
What's
pass
that, the
Umberto
coins?
a coin?
Yeah, a couple of large gold coins. That's all I wrote.
Is that what you've got? 2 large gold coins?
Yeah, they're not just gold coins. They're like gold coins. They're like
He does that thing where he gives it a bit of a bite. Yeah. Oh, he has an eyeball of it. I'll give you 500 gold apiece.
500 gold apiece.
Yes.
Jesus.
Well, they are. Well, yes, I'll take it.
I wish I'd written mine down now.
You see, he eyeballs it, and then he calls one of his servants over, and you hear him sort of whispering, "Get this converted immediately."
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good.
I have 2 especially sharp axes, which he's welcome to.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Let me have a look.
And I'll throw in this bag of Black Lotus for free because I don't want to be carrying it anymore.
A bag of Black Lotus as well, eh?
Yes, I will sweeten the deal with this bag of drugs, my friend.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 500 for the lot.
Thank you.
This man has more money than sense. What would you give me for this this rather beautiful silver sacrificial knife? I can't actually remember for the life of me where I got it, but it's a beautiful looking item, isn't it?
Oh. I'll give you 200 gold for such a thing.
Done. Yeah, I wrote it down after the Veil of Veronica, so I must have got it recently. Can't remember where.
And you there, the feathered one, Jose,
Mm.
you have anything for Umberto?
Didn't you have some ancient
These
coins?
coins. And I've got some ancient coin.
You have an ancient coin? Show
Yes,
it to me.
ancient coins, my friend.
How many coins?
I'm showing. It just says coin. It's
A few of them
two.
fell,
It's the
a few of them
minimum.
have fell through
I
a
said,
hole
there's
in your
coins,
feather
so it's got to
suit.
be at least two.
It's definitely two.
Yeah, it's a
Could be
metagame for the
hundreds of
moment.
thousands though as well. So,
I reckon the guy that was going, one of them fell out of your pocket as you went off and he just palmed it. But no, Umberto, he has a look at your coins and he does the tooth test. And, yes, 500.
Silver, gold.
Yeah, 500 gold.
Oh my god. Does he just carry this gold around with him in some massive sack?
He can do a lot of converting while he's here.
Right.
He has his
Right.
wealth.
How are my dogs getting on?
You see, one of them keeps on, like the patch of fur at the top of its tail. One of them seems really preoccupied with constantly gnawing at its own ass. But the other one seems in good health.
Alright, well I'll check the bitch and just see if she's like ready to breed.
Give us a roll because I'm not really sure how you do that. You start molesting. Umberto says, take that kind of activity outside, will you, good man?
Oh no, this is perfectly normal activity.
You're bringing
Who
shame
knows
on the
what he's
group.
doing? I'm led to believe.
You're bringing shame upon us. Yeah, you reckon the dog's off breeding age, and
Excellent.
you've made a good purchase. But you think that there's a little bit of mange developing.
I bet
That's why it keeps
get
gnawing.
possibly.
You're gonna need some oils. You have
Alright.
to oil your dog, man, to protect it from.
Alright, well I'll go and purchase some oils then from the apothecary.
Right, so Umberto takes these coins, and you see him hand them to one of his new employees, who goes off to go and sort business out for him. And you can see, Lefrog, Llewellyn, are you stopping for some food and drink, having a bath?
yeah,
Definitely need a bath.
Okay, well, you get yourself well looked after, but what you do notice is, after you've come back from your bath and you've ordered some food and stuff, you can see Umberto there's a flurry of activity around him. And there's a raft of wagons outside with cages. And, you've only really known Umberto to be a kind of cage wagging kind of guy. And, yeah, you reckon that they all belong to him. He's made a killing somewhere along the lines. But yeah, Jose, you go down to the apothecaries and there's a guy, as you walk in, you hear a bit of a fizz and then a bang and the smell of sulphur. And you walk in and there's this guy with just this wild shock of white hair. And yes, can't you see I'm busy experimenting?
Oh, I'm looking for some medicine for my dog here.
He looks at the dog, sees the dog, instantly starts savaging it. Got a bit of the mange, eh?
Bit of a mange.
Bit of the mange. Okay, well, what you need is some of this sulphur and some of this oil. Yes, I'll mix you something up. You see, he gets to work and he produces this really foul-smelling black paste. And he's, yes, this will do the job. 10 gold.
Right. I apply it to the beast. Ooh.
It sort of it sniffs its arse where it's been biting at itself, and then it looks back at you, and its ears go down, and its eyes widen, and it looks at you like it's been scolded. It just looks utterly depressed.
Oh.
Oh, it's terrible, man. Alright. Well, he'll be alright for you there, beast.
The guy palms his 10 gold.
10 gold for the oils, right?
Medicine is expensive in these parts, and anyone who can afford to put
Yeah,
medicine on a
I
dog's
think this is
arse.
why I end up with no beads. I think this is why I end up with no beads, man. I'm told things that I desperately need to buy, then they're at some fucking extortionate price.
Anybody who can
I think
afford
that's the pattern, man.
to rub medicine on a dog's backside must have more money than they know what to do with, young man.
That's what it comes down to.
Well, I want the finest.
Isn't that what being a pet owner is like, basically? You know, everything's fine until one day it's like, oh yeah, 200 quid because
Yeah, like
a worm is now living inside it.
Exactly. Your dog needs its nails cut in 200 gold. You need your nails cutting. Oh yeah, just give us a couple of silver and a beer. But yeah, he takes your dog money.
The dog bead.
The dog tax. And yeah, he seems dead happy. And you make your way down to the pub. Your dog's walking funny, you know, like when you put a jumper on a cat, they kind of start rolling around as if they've been crippled. Your dog's walking in a really peculiar way. But yeah, he gets back, and you know, as you get back, you've left your other dog there tied up, and it sort of it looks dead happy to see you. Nice, friendly dog. Hunting dogs, very specialised. Very good
I mean,
dogs.
it probably needs, you know, dosing as well, doesn't it? It doesn't manage spread.
Yeah. I wouldn't take the risk, not if we get going on a boat ride.
It's alright, I can see it's not got the mange.
Yeah, he looks alright. Looks alright for now. Right, yeah, you have a good meal, you have good rest, you get nice and clean. Umberto's chatting away with you, and he says, "So I plan on going back by sea. How about you, chaps?"
Absolutely, that's what we plan on doing. Well, out of interest, what have you been selling? You seem to be making an absolute mint.
Yes.
I see.
But yes, we would like to get a boat with you, my friend.
Marvellous. I'll send a boy and I'll get a merchant vessel chartered. I like to go for a nice, fast vessel. I certainly would like one with, given that I'm travelling with you chaps and you attract trouble. I think we should pay a little extra and have some soldiers, maybe what's they called, an arbalest or what have you.
Sounds like a good idea, my friend.
Yes, we'll certainly want a catapult of some sort. Yes, a ballista. That's what I'm after. Yeah.
A boat-mounted ballista.
Yes, my man will go and find out about it. Anyway, his man goes off and comes back and says, he comes back an hour or so later. He says, "Right, we've got a fine vessel, gentlemen, a fine vessel. It will cost 50 gold each, because obviously we've got to pay for soldiers and all the rest of it. But this vessel, it will have us back in Rome in no time."
I think we can stretch to 50 gold each, can't we?
I think we can, yeah.
As you're discussing this, an acrid
50
smell.
gold each.
Yeah.
Oh, down to 22 gold.
How are you down to 22 gold? Didn't you just get 500
Oh, I just
from...
got
You've just
500
made
to that.
500 gold out of what you You see your dog swallow a bag of coins. When you look down, all you've got is 22 gold left. Like a snake man or a crocodile. He just flings the bag in the head off the end of its nose. No. Your dog is sniffing around, you're going back, but you pull it away quick enough. You're good for gold. Well, the guy says, any animals, they'll obviously they have a charge as well. It's 10 gold for the horse. And he sort of looks at you dogs and says, I think you'll be all right with the dogs, mate.
We traded our horse, didn't we, for camels?
Camels, 10 gold. 10 gold for camel transport.
I don't know how
do we want the... Yeah,
I
should we
don't
not just...
think camels would be very useful in Rome.
What about for the arena?
Yeah.
Is there going to be an arena? Well, fighting a camel, that's... Well,
Someone would like to fight a camel, or
I don't know. That's a good point. Maybe a camel's like a worth a fortune.
You reckon you'd get a lot of money. Umberto is very good. Well, hey, if you don't want to take the camels, I'll take them off your hands.
no, we'll take the
Yeah,
camel.
we'll take the camels. Let's take the camels.
Umberto looks a little bit sad. As you're talking and eating, a waft of acrid smoke comes pouring into the inn.
Oh dear.
And you can hear like there's bells ringing and some shouting.
Oh, I think the lepers might have arrived.
Yeah, this might be our cue to leave.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to sort of kill it at the source, so we shouldn't feel bad about
No.
very quickly leaving.
Do you remember when that guy told you how to kill the plant by taking the brain out?
Always go for the brain.
Always go for the brain.
When fighting Ivy, go for the brain.
Go for the brain. There you go.
Which, to be fair, he's right. If you're just killing the, you need to go for the apical meristem. Don't you? If you just go for one of the what are they called, the other types of meristem, the secondary growth points is no good. You've got to and it's like a giant eyeball at your spear.
Yeah, sounds good. Right, so as you sort of, Umberto's up like a flash, man. He's got too much riding on this. He's got loads of his men getting onto things and... Yes, to the docks. The lepers are here,
Oh, God, the lepers.
Yeah, that was quick
he's
as we
getting
can.
everything together really, really quite quickly.
It's just a shame we didn't get a chance to visit Custom Tailoring by Marquis. This effeminate man and his homely female assistant are a laugh a minute.
That's where I went.
Did you meet his homely female assistant?
Were they a laugh a minute? Though they don't mean to be.
Oh no, we
You
didn't
got
look
fitted
at
up when you feather suit.
I think there's more than one.
Yeah, I think it was a different place you went to.
No, I think I went to even more upper class. I think I went to Moonlight or somewhere.
Well, yeah, you can hear the fire and the bells ringing quite loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave. I mean, these people are mostly heathens, to be fair. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, you get rapidly down to the docks, man. You've got full bellies. You've got Umberto's got himself some different sort of, drinking stuff. He's picked up some wine. He's picked up all sorts of strange, fruits and spices and all sorts. He's got wagon loads of stuff. And you get down to the docks, and you find yourself. You find that you get quite a fine ship.
Oh, there it is. Look.
It's a nice looking ship.
Yeah, I think it's got a few more of them giant arrow firing things on it. But it's a nice ship. And you know, as you rapidly load in the boat, it takes a good while. You know, you're looking at hours, and as it begins to get to the just before sunset, you can see that there's a bit of a hazy glow coming from the northern part of the town you're in here, and the smell of fire is really beginning to get quite, incredibly strong even down here now. And you can see that there's a couple of people come running towards the boats, and they're begging for passage. And then you can see that the soldiers and the sailors, etc., they start loading the boats as fast as they can. A lot of boats are just leaving the docks. And as you've got all of your gear on the boats, you've managed to get everything on the boats, and as they sort of untethering the ropes, you can see literally this massive crowd of people, like this swell of people, is come legging it down to the docks as fast as they can, screaming. A look of pure terror etched into the faces. The captain, he's just bellowing, "Untether, it's time to go, it's time to go." You can see people carrying kids. Please, something terrible's happening.
May the Lord have mercy on yourselves.
Pray for yourselves.
Okay.
That's what Jesus did.
It's not too late to embrace Christ.
I mean, as I said before, we are heading for the apical meristem of the zombie invasion. So
yeah, I'm not sure there's much we can do.
Yeah,
really.
Let's not stop to prune leaves.
Indeed.
No stopping to prune leaves. Well, you leave behind you as the boat slowly, and I mean painfully slowly, starts to move away from the dock. You can hear real screaming begins, and people are throwing themselves in the water. And does anyone look through the looking glass?
Nope.
No.
No looking glass.
Look stoically into the distance.
You look stoically into
Forward
the
throw.
And it doesn't take long at all for you to be on the beautiful, calm seas. Look at that, how lucky you are. The screams and smell of acrid smoke quickly become a haunting memory. As you wonder, could you have done more? Could you have done more? But yeah, you're on the seas. Should we have a brief break, get a drink, and then we'll continue? Good. All right, let's stop there for a moment.
Cool.